जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad 50 Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Delhi win, Lucknow lose, but RR qualify. This was a game which we didn't expect to get this close, but Arshad had other plans. Delhi, of course, will heave a sigh of relief because their slim hopes still carry on as they win by 19 runs. Nicholas Pooran did the heavy lifting, got 61, but Ishant Sharma has been the pick of the bowlers. We're back at Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami and I've got Lisa, Sthalekar and Pommie Mbangwa with me. Lisa, it's quite a feisty performance towards the end, but Delhi got the better of them.
Yeah, all the work was probably done in the back end of their innings and then also within the power play. When Lucknow lose 4 wickets, I think it was 44 in the 4th over, yeah, run rate was great. But losing 4 wickets and losing some of your key players, your key assets to be able to chase down that total was always going to be hard work for Lucknow.
We spoke about it in the comm box that they lost way too many wickets and the wickets just kept tumbling down. But then towards the second half, Arshad Khan kind of pulled it back for them. You almost felt like, okay, where is this going? But Delhi held their cool.
Yeah, and sometimes when the back end kind of works out like that, you're wondering about if you might have been that little bit more cautious up at the front. And that's not to say hindsight and all the rest. It's just you can't really win it in the first 6. Even though you have a target, I think you have to ensure that not too much damage is done. You'd probably rather the other way, where you're 2 down and you're going at 8s rather than, up with the rate so you can try and catch up because you have the resources. But once you lose 4 and you think about who the 4 are in that Lucknow batting lineup, then it means you're left way too thin down the bottom. And it was a discovery, I think, for everybody, the way that Arshad went right at the end. You're thinking, wow, he hits a clean ball. Many of those disappearing out the ground. So that's kind of, we're a little bit longer in the batting than we thought. And so we didn't necessarily need to go about it that way. It says also, though, that, when you're chasing 200, more than 200, you have to get it right. Because if you get it slightly wrong along the way, then you can be totally derailed, especially under pressure. And I suppose the other thing to take into consideration is what would have been discussed within the LSG change room, which would have been, what do we need to do in order to give ourselves the best chance to qualify? And that's to be ultra aggressive, try and get this quickly. There's no real point getting just over the line at the end of the day if it's not going to do anything for us. So it might look bad, but that might have been the discussion. On any sort of given day where, the cards aren't out on the table, just the win, sneak over the line, that's enough. But today it wasn't enough. So they had to kind of try and do it a different way.
But Lisa, Delhi did well because the mid-match show, we were talking about how is this going to be enough? But clearly they've been smart with the ball. Rishabh was very good captaining, moving his bowlers around. So all in all, Delhi will be proud with the effort they've put in today.
Yeah, you look at where they are on the table. You look at the fact that Rishabh wasn't part of the side last game. Yes, they're still mathematically in it, but there was still a lot to be said about those players and putting in a good performance. If you think, if you're still in the hunt for the top 4, absolutely, that's your focus. But for those that are kind of languishing down the bottom, you want to still keep some good performances in the tank and do well because you're also wanting to get either retained or other people actually want to pick you up and they want to start playing the IPL regularly, so like a Jake Fraser McGurk.
But Delhi, like you said, they started their campaign pretty slowly, and then we saw the resurgence of Delhi. So this is, in all probability, of course, the mathematical equation still stays, but this is their last game into the league stage. So Rishabh Pant will be happy, the camp will be happy going in, saying that, we've finished at least on a high.
Yeah, you kind of have to try and take some sort of positive out of what's gone on in the season. What are the things that you can try and hold on to? And as they look through their lineup, I think there'll be things they're happy with, and then there'll be things that they aren't happy with. We spoke about that beginning. You've got to try and be that bit better at the start. 1 out of 5 is not going to be good enough. It's just going to put too much pressure on a team when you've got 9 games to go and you've got to win the best part of those 9. That's going to be too difficult. So some way of beginning better and maintaining some sort of form. And with what Lisa's talking about, can you get a core of players that understand how you want to do it, that can, go about it in the way that's brought success in the second half of the season? And if you can, yeah, great. And if you can't, well, you're going to have to build it and kind of have that same sort of ethos and hopefully get going pretty much straight away in the next season.
They were able to understand their home conditions, 5 wins, 2 losses. It was just going away. That's where they struggled to find the right group of players to adjust. And we've probably seen different pitches than what we normally expect. The fact that Chennai early on was completely different to everyone expected.
But talking about home advantage, Ishant Sharma today at home was extremely impressive, which is why he is our Omni Gel Spray Performer of the Day. He ensured that there was no pain for fans, 4 overs, 34, and got those 3 very important wickets for me, kind of outfoxed KL Rahul with that knuckle ball as well, and got those important wickets of Huda and Puran.
In a season where it's been batters galore, sitting here trying to work out how many runs in the power play, our expectation was that because of what totals on the board, because of situation of the day, it might well have been a case of, not that they were going to chase it down per se, but the rate of scoring in that power play we expected would have been good. And it would have been a case of, this is when you're going to be able to score the most runs. And so bowlers were going to be taken down to a degree. Didn't happen that way. And that's testament of how well he bowled, the trying to be one step ahead rather than reacting to what the batters are trying to do. So early in the piece with those slower balls, knuckle or roll fingers over the ball. So yeah, fantastic work. His wily old fox, been around a long time, Ishant Sharma, and yeah, not a surprise that he would be ahead of the pack, so to speak, and ahead of the batters as well in trying to get them out.
I like the fact that when you look at how, Ishant Sharma, you think, hang on, his pace isn't up there, he's not going to trouble him. Why is he playing T20 cricket? You just look at the wickets that he's taken this year, right? He's actually taken some of the biggest names that are going as well. Virat Kohli's an orange cap holder, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, the list goes on and on. He's been able to outsmart some very successful batters within this competition and over the course of the IPL. So just shows you it's not all about pace, it's about using your skill set and being able to execute really well.
What do you call him? Do you call him the old wise fox? Is that what
wily?
Yeah, I said he's an old wily fox. And
wily fox.
Something else with regard to him having been around a long time is that he's not going to be overawed by who's batting.
Yes.
Because he's seen them all before, he's seen them come and go, right? He's played with many of these Indian stars as main bowler in the team that they were in. So he understands what he's got to do, and he's also, because of experience, because he's been around, able to sort of calm himself down. Even on a day where he's fetching, he could go, well, today's not my day. What do I do to be effective this ball? And the next one, and the next one to get out of power play, etc. So, yeah, worth the value, as it were, particularly to start up the game.
And Lisa, how often do we see Virat Kohli smiling after getting out? Clearly, he's got some skill there, Ishant Sharma, to get him to smile after getting him out.
Hey, that is a very rare skill. There's not too many bowlers around the world that can claim that, but he seems to do it more often than not.
Well, just like Lisa said in the com box, it seems like Ishant Sharma is enjoying his cricket, and that kind of shows in his performance, which is why he was our Omnigel Spray performer of the day. He ensured that there was no pain for the fans today, and we've all enjoyed watching him play. And besides Ishant Sharma, of course, he got a whole lot of other support. We'll have a look at that bowling card. He was the pick of the bowler with those 3 important wickets, but so many of them chipping in with 1 wicket each, and this is what you want as a captain, like all your bowlers coming in.
You want everyone to bowl.
You want everyone to bowl, you want everyone to get wickets.
Move around the spot and take the ball, under 10s.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of bowlers used there, and a whole lot of them who've got the wickets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sort of day, I think, today, because of the pitch they're on, the expectation that it's high scoring. Bowlers can get lined up in the quest to try and figure out how you're going to do, you're going to accumulate your runs. That have been the discussion about 5 main bowlers from either side. And as the captains, I think just thinking, got to just shift it around a little bit so that we kind of have you guessing as the batter. So Stubbs to bowl, everyone actually. And I'm not talking about just one side, I'm talking about both sides. I said of KL Rahul that in 10 overs, he'd used 7 bowlers already because he was trying to be ahead of the Delhi side and trying to work things out from a bowling changes and just being unpredictable perspective. So both captains kind of going about it in a similar sort of fashion.
but apart from Ishant, who impressed you in the bowling lineup? Considering there were so many who bowled today, Lisa.
Yeah, maybe I just have a soft spot for Tristan Stubbs. I know he does a lot, and Pommie's like, well, hang on, he's not really a bowler, and I get that. So just throw him under the bus. Can you hear it? It's just reversing now. Beep, beep, beep.
He's a handy cricketer, though.
Handy cricketer who's managed to get a wicket in his first over. He's done it the second time.
I just like his ability that, if he's he is a part-time bowler, right? But he actually still gets really nice shape. A lot of part-time finger spinners just kind of cut under the ball and they just slide it through like a UFO. And they're just thinking economical, bowl at the stumps or bowl at a certain line or length. Whereas I like the fact that he is trying to get some good revs and get the ball to go up and then drop down nicely. So that's why I'm impressed with him.
And the fact that he whacked it at the back.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
nice.
that. So
and he's good in the field.
Recency bias, right? Like, he gets some runs, or I'll just go for him. The reaction he had, though, when he got the wicket, it's like, first up, he's thinking, I didn't want to bowl it. That's gone out the ground. I shouldn't have pitched it up that much. It's gone for 6. Then turns around and catches things. He's like, whoa, it's like a little kid.
He was like,
his face lit up when he goes and high fives Akshar and all the rest. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's nice, I think, for a guy when he can contribute in various facets of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and he's that type of player. Keeps wicket, fields really well, bats quite nicely, and on occasion will turn up and bowl offies and leggies and whatever, and just try and these players these days who play 2020 cricket like to be available to do whatever they're asked, because it gives them a better chance of actually getting into these teams.
Well, the Delhi bowlers did very well to constantly chip those wickets down for Lucknow. Lucknow, of course, we spoke about it in the com box. They tried to start aggressively. We'll have a look at the batting card because KL Rahul tried to be aggressive from the word go, but he got out on 5. And then they lost those top 4 batters for nothing, really. Nicholas Pooran kind of did the heavy lifting, and then we saw what Arshad did. But just too many wickets too early? Yeah.
When you look at Lucknow and when they've had some good performances, it's been KL Rahul, it's been Stoinis at the top. Nicholas Pooran has probably had a really good, I think he's had a really decent tournament. He's contributed majority of the time. So it's really been those 3 that they've relied heavily. And so when you lose KL Rahul and Marcus Stoinis straight away without getting into double digits, then you're putting a lot of expectation on Nicholas Pooran, and you were at least hoping for maybe a Huda or a Badoni or someone else.
What he used to do.
To really step up. But they didn't do it tonight, and they haven't really done it throughout this tournament. And that's probably the reason why Lucknow are in the situation that they are.
But Pommie, also Quinton de Kock, because he's such a devastating batsman. We know what he can do, but he's just not really clicked this season.
Yeah, he's had by his standards, he's had a poor tournament this season, because you sort of would put him down for 3 or 4 scores through the season, and then you'd also put him down for win you a game somewhere in the season, maybe 2 in the season, you know, and that didn't happen for them this season. I think he's got 150 through the season and not much else. And that too at a strike rate that's not particularly great. He's normally one of those batters who can bully bowlers within that power play. You know, did it for many years for Mumbai, has done it for Lucknow as well. This time round, just not happening for him. And I suppose that, you know, that can happen. I wonder if it's a case of retire from different formats of the game, and so not be hitting balls as much, and therefore difficult to get yourself into the touch that you need to be in order to kind of hit the ground running. It's then difficult to pick it up whilst you're here when the tournament is on. So they're players who have to navigate that sort of space as well. They're still well capable, and you'd still want them in your side, but they've got to get themselves going before they get here, so that when they're here, they hit the ground running.
But Lisa, how good was it to see Nicky P doing what he usually does? You're in the comm box, and till he's there, you feel like this game is in their hands, because he's pulled it off so many times. But unfortunately, the comm box curse hit, and things didn't go.
I mean,
quite
we said to our producer, didn't we? We shouldn't go down to the comm box. We don't want to put Lucknow in a position where they're going to lose. And they said, no, you have to do it. So you can blame our producer, Lucknow supporters.
I think that there's a common denominator in the comm box, but never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's pointing to you. He's going this one.
I think it's the bowlers who come in. Every time I go with the batter, we don't get a wicket. It's there's an all-rounder, there's a bowler who comes in, you'll get the wickets. That's what happens.
That's your story and your stick.
Who got
right?
Rahane's wicket, by the way? Who was with you when Jinko Rahane?
I don't keep such memories.
You only keep lots of runs. That's all.
But your question about Nicky P's strike rate was over 200. And you felt if, despite the fact that they lost those 4 wickets early on in the power play, he's the type of guy that can create a miracle.
Yes.
And he was on his way to doing that.
Until the comm box.
Until the comm box. And then he didn't. And
but
here we are.
but he's just somebody who knows how to carry on in spite of what is happening on the other end. He sticks to playing the way he knows how to play.
Yeah, I mean it's high risk, but needs must, right? You've got to try and stay with a run rate. So you're constantly trying to manage the fact that resources are running out, and also there's a scoreboard that you've got to keep looking at, so that there isn't too much to do at the other end as well if you're running out of resources. And he can do it, but it's difficult. There are a couple of those guys who can. Think of Marcus Stoinis as well, who would bat in a similar sort of way, manage to carry the one side and do most of the work at the one end and kind of marshal the troops. Wasn't to be for them today. I think they had a lot to do. I just think that's the thing, sort of trying to sit in between that, win the game, but win the game by a whole lot. Yeah. Be aggressive up front, be aggressive enough to win, but also enough to have the advantage or the chance to then go at that run rate. So there's so much information there, and I think that might really have been the issue of the day in terms of trying to chase that score down, that in the end, too much too soon, and then not really have a chance at the back end with regard to run rate, even if it looked like they had a chance with regard to winning the game.
But Lisa, he's a definite retention for Lucknow next year?
Yeah. If they put him into the open market, I think there would be a hell of a fight to get him. Just his clean hitting. I mean, one of his shots where he switch hit, absolutely nailed it. He can hit 360 degrees, and it doesn't matter if it's a fast bowler or spin bowler, left arm, right arm, he can hit them. So he is a wanted commodity.
Well, in spite of Nikki P hitting it all around 360 degrees, I think Delhi kept their cool. So let's have a look at the carrier room air conditioners coolest moment of the match. Quite a few today, I think, because this game went on to the last over when we were not expecting it. So, Pommie, do you have your coolest moment?
Yeah, I'm going with that Stubbs celebration. I thought it was pretty cool. The sort of moment where it kind of thinks it's not the greatest delivery, and then it gets whacked up in the air, and then he's surprised at the fact that the catch is taken and he's got a wicket, and just the joy in his face after he gets it. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was a cool moment. These are for you.
I'm going to say Ishant. His innings in general. He literally narrowed in on, I'm actually only going to hit it about 2 metres either side of the stumps. That's my target. Obviously, that's something that he's been working on. It doesn't matter where you pitch it, from about middle stump to out the wide line, I'm just going that way. And I thought he batted brilliantly. So maybe, despite this loss and despite where the season has ended for Lucknow, they've maybe unearthed someone that could maybe slide up the order a little bit more or play a more of a role or an impact with the bat at the end.
Well, the sixes he was...
Get him.
Because he's not going to be retained yet, sorry.
But his sixes were definitely making our boss, Mr. Roy, lose his cool because his BP was going up. But, I just thought Rishabh Pant was very cool today, those stumpings and then that run out. He's had this sense of cool this season. I think he's not over-celebrated. He's not been over-choppy, the Rishabh we knew. I thought he was very cool and composed behind the stumps and just as a wicket-keeper today.
I think we're seeing Rishabh Pant 2.0.
Grown-up Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, when you go through the experience that he has, everything gets put in perspective. I've said this on the show before. At the end of the day, this is just a game.
It's just a game. I'll see if he's chirpy when he comes to Australia later in December. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Because he was very chirpy in that last tour. But let's have a look at the tweets you all have written in on X and Instagram and wherever else. Let's have a look at your coolest moments for the day. Arun Singh says, Ishant Sharma outfoxing KL Rahul with that knuckle ball. That sure was cool. The wild old fox. Next up, Austin says, Tristan Stubbs' crazy power hitting at the death, the best death overs batter of this season. Looking forward to Delhi's future star trio to make it big in the coming seasons. JFM, Pant and Stubbs. Next up, let's see who we've got. Dr. Felix says that Lisa, there you have it, your word. That feisty knock by Arshad Khan at the end almost gave Lucknow some hope, but he made sure both Delhi or Lucknow don't qualify. Happy Bengaluru fans.
Yeah, that's my account actually, guys.
Feisty.
That's my
I've made it.
We know which team he's supporting, most definitely so, but we knew that there were a lot of teams rooting for Delhi to win today. And like we said, Bengaluru were going to be sitting there screaming and shouting. Rajasthan not screaming and shouting, but clearly all the Bengaluru fans are screaming and shouting because of what is happening here at the points table.
Yeah, so now the fact of the net run rate. Is that right? Where are we going? Yes. So Bengaluru is 0.38. 387. They can obviously get to 14 points. Lucknow can only get to 14, and their net run rate is not great. And then there's not that big a jump to, and obviously Bengaluru is playing Chennai, and there's not a big jump there. Did I get that right?
So Bengaluru, Chennai becomes...
Thank you.
You got there.
Yeah, thank you.
You got there. That's
Pommie,
right.
Bengaluru Chennai is now going to be that match which becomes a knockout.
Yeah.
But Rajasthan have secured themselves a spot.
There's a queue
Correct.
as well, yes.
So they get a queue. So lots of movement on that points table because of Delhi winning today.
Yeah. There have been teams who have been sitting there going, okay, we want LSG to win. so that such and such happens, and we want Delhi to win so that such and such happens, and it kind of always happens at the end of the season, isn't it? We were saying at the start, scenarios.com, what needs to happen? Delhi must win really big. If they do win really big, then they kind of have a chance, but you never know, If LSG win, LSG must win really big also, because and all the while, those who are sitting there and waiting are RCB, who realistically, from a net run rate perspective, need for things to happen in terms of 14 being the number, and 14 will be the number if Delhi win, because they end on 14, and LSG can get to 14, but every one of those are jumped over because of net run rate if they get to 14. So there's still other things that need to happen.
I mean,
Scenarios.com.
Scenarios.com, it becomes a mathematics class by the end of the IPL.
It's not really.
Yeah, it does become so mathematically complex.
Actually, when Polly is sitting here, he's worked out, okay, the net run rate.
Okay, so I'm looking at my app here, and I want to tell you all, if Lucknow has to surpass Delhi's net run rate, they have to beat Mumbai by 94 runs and then hope that Hyderabad lose their 2 games by a combined margin of around 194 runs, presuming sides batting first score 200 in each. Okay, 1 second, guys. I need some carrier cool right now, because this has gotten too complicated. So thank you so much for writing in your tweets and giving us your cool moments. I think that last tweet is the one who caused all this discussion. So thank you for this tweet. These were our carrier room air conditioners coolest moment of the match. Well, that was quite a complex understanding of what I've read on the app there.
Yeah, and that is why I don't work past a certain time in the IPL, because scenarios.com just go over my head. A little bit like Joy Factor questions. But see, he's still really trying to make sense of it.
I think he's still trying to understand it.
No, I'm just kind of trying to make sure that I did actually say the right things.
That's what we do.
1 second. Let's just make this. Forget the net run rate. Forget all this maths.
So Sunrisers, CSK, RCB.
They're the 3 more.
Yeah.
No, let's just have a look at that points table,
Yeah.
and I'll just make this thing simpler for all of us. Tell me who your 4 teams are going to be at the playoffs, Lisa, and then Pommie. Well, 2 are already there, so it's not too much to pick.
Okay, so the 2 that will be joining them, Hyderabad, and I think Bengaluru.
Okay, that's interesting. But don't pull it down. We're looking at it. We're still looking at it. Okay, so Kolkata.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well done. Oh, hey, come on, let's go.
Rajasthan. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna stay like that. Actually, I think it'll just gonna shift the other way.
Oh, so no Bengaluru for you.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get there. I think they're going to just miss out again. I think it's going to go, Hyderabad will come 3rd or even 2nd. No, they won't come 2nd. Hyderabad will come 3rd.
Chennai comes 4th.
And yeah, there's still that net run rate story, but I think Rajasthan will be fine. They'll win again. So I think Hyderabad 3rd, Chennai 4th.
All right. You all have heard it.
So I've gone.
You've gone with Bengaluru. He's gone without Bengaluru. That's what's happened.
So who are you picking?
I'm just going to be here on the 18th and find out what happens. That's what I'm doing, because that's.
How's that poke in the fence? It's a bit sore, isn't it? Sitting on the.
It's very sore, but that's this chair is. You're supposed to be sitting on the fence. So
Saiyami.
You're sore.
Saiyami, you've changed.
Okay, because I've changed and we need to move away from this discussion very quickly. Let's have a look at what's happening tomorrow. We've got a game happening in Guwahati. Rajasthan take on Punjab. Match number 65. Pommie is going to be there. But Pommie, this game for Rajasthan, of course, they want this win. So they kind of go up to number 2 and get those 2 points.
Yeah, and also just return to winning ways. I think it's also a game where they have to kind of reconfigure with the departure of England players, they kind of have to now figure out who it is that they would have. I think they'd have liked to have done this a while earlier, but because they haven't won those games, that each game has been important and necessary to win without experimentation. So Butler gone, and you're going, okay, Cola Cadmore perhaps comes in right at the top because that's kind of where he bats. Do they shift that and they think differently and go with others who have played in the season? So you think of a Hetmeyer who'll be fit again, and you mix and match at the top with somebody else and then bolster the rest. Don't know how they are going to go, but they need the win. I think it's important for them to win so that when they go into those playoffs, they're confident once again.
Well, Riyan Parag will be waiting to play this game. It's his home ground, so he hopes he has a good game. And from the bowlers front, they've been a little expensive in the past few games, Bowl, Chahal. So what would you like to see changing around? Yeah,
well, those guys are going to have to reacquaint themselves with Guwahati, right? So looking at it, it's not the ideal situation when you're coming off 3 losses. You go to your home venue and it's the first time you're playing there at the back end of the tournament. Ideally, I think you would like it in the middle and, you can go back to winning ways, but they certainly need Trent Boult to fire. When they've been successful and when they've won he's been able to take a wicket within the power play. Chahal's been excellent, been a bit quiet lately, so they all need to step up. And with Butler's absence, you feel that the equilibrium might be broken a little bit, and Rajasthan feeling, oh, here we go again. So they've got to turn it around really quickly because now they've qualified, right? So hopefully that will free them up and they can play without fear of going, oh no, we desperately need to win the game. They do get in the top 2, but they can be a little bit more relaxed.
Punjab, of course, on the other hand, they're going to be playing for pride. They have a whole lot of people who are going back. RR, of course, just had that one red. Here we have Livingston going back. There's no Sikandar Raza and there's no Rabada. So, and Shikhar Dhawan, who's been injured, who hasn't really come back in. Sam Curran also will be leaving soon. He's there for tomorrow's game.
Him and Bairstow, I think.
And Johnny Bairstow goes soon as well. So they need to kind of figure out what to do. But for tomorrow, I guess a lot of...
So it's whoever's left standing, right? Is that how it works? I think Nathan Ellis might get an opportunity.
Yeah, I think he will get a go.
And I thought he actually played really well last year. I thought he had a great role. He's a skiddy little bowler, bowls stump to stump. So, he may have a chance to prove his worth again in this competition. They've just got to take it as a chance to almost audition for the next IPL auction.
Yeah, so I guess for Punjab tomorrow, it's for pride and it's also for the big mega auction. That's what they're playing.
Anytime that you play, I guess you're sort of on show, and a good performance doesn't go wasted. So it's important as a collective that they play well. They don't want to just lie down. That's, you don't do that. Nobody does that. And you could well gain, as it were, from that mega auction that we're all talking about. And you never know. You want to be a starter. Maybe this kind of gives you a chance to be the one who starts next year, rather than sort of sit around throughout the whole tournament hoping for a game. So yeah, if you get a game, then you want to try and ensure that you can put your best foot forward.
Well, they will want to pick those 2 points up in order to go above Mumbai in their points table, so they're not down there.
No one wants a wooden spoon.
No one wants to be there at 10, do they?
No.
So they'll want those 2 points to at least go to number 9.
And the other thing is, you've spent 2 months with these players, right? There's an element of your last game you'd like to finish on a bit of a high to celebrate. It's not nice losing and then everyone just departs and that's it.
They've got 2 to go.
Yeah. So there's you'd like kind of a nice little run. Yeah. Because then it almost closes this chapter in an okay way, right? If that makes sense.
So your players to watch out for then for tomorrow?
Jitish Sharma, I'll say, and the boy playing at home, Riyan Parag.
Shashank Singh. Yeah, I've been watching him all season and it's been impressive. What would you call him? Shash? Is that what it said? Shash?
Ashutosh and
Shashank and Ashutosh. Yeah. So yeah, Shashank Singh again has been impressive, grown even more because of the difficulties he's pulled them out of. Perhaps he gets another go in terms of a chance to show his wares again tomorrow. He just kind of dropped off. So maybe there. And then as far as Rajasthan Royals are concerned, I'm watching the captain tomorrow. I think watch out skipper Sanju Samson at it.
All right, then we'll wait and watch and see if your players to watch out for perform tomorrow. And let's also now see if you'll have managed to answer that riddle. Let's have a look at Joy. Joy's question for the day, the Joy Factor question is, which cricketer who has taken over 100 wickets in his 45 tests has a nickname that literally means beetle in a local language?
Yeah, show us the answers.
Okay, we want the answer then, quickly. No guesses there.
We want to see the answers.
Ooh, Paul Adams. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, everyone knows that.
I didn't know.
No, I didn't know it.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
No.
Okay, well, no, never mind. You learn something every day.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think. Did Pommie?
Did you
know that?
Oh, you guys thought it meant frog in the blender or something. No, that's
No.
just his action.
No.
His
I
name
don't.
is Poha.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Okay. Well,
But again, I'm not shocked or surprised.
But besides Pommie, let's see who got that answer right and who got it quickest. Akshaj got it, who's a Chelsea fan. Well done, Akshaj.
I think a lot of people.
How do you know they're a Chelsea
Because his
fan?
handle said that.
They might just be from Chelsea.
Okay, I'm sorry if you're not a Chelsea fan. Pommie doesn't approve of Chelsea fans, clearly.
Yeah,
No, I'm just look. Don't accuse people of stuff.
Oh, all right. I'm not going to accuse you. Now I'm just going to...
Say goodbye.
I'm just not going to accuse myself either
Recuse.
of being a winner today.
Oh, we have to applaud you. We have to applaud you.
Everyone.
Well done, Sayami.
Oh,
Well
it's
done.
a little
and then
bit
you're going to put the
reluctant
thing
in-
up. Put the thing up. Is your face on the thing?
No, it's not. It's far away.
No,
haven't
take it down.
I haven't moved. I thought something will happen on that
You
table.
didn't move?
No, I think you've got to win a few more.
This is just very exhausting. I don't know what else we do.
What did Lisa say? It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game, but we play for a win. That's what
I'm
you
not
said.
here.
Right?
I'm not here to make up numbers. I'm here to win.
We're here to win, for me.
It's whimsical.
Whimsical was the word.
It's a whimsical.
He says this, of course, because he's on.
Oh, he's sitting there with Polly and Pommie are both sitting there together.
Yeah, it's cute. Safa boys.
Hopefully the next time you're here, the whimsical game will go your way.
I watch it. Once he gets the taste of victory.
Yeah, it changes.
Yeah. Makes you go a little bit pargo.
All right. He's not going to be in here tomorrow. He's going and flying off to Guwahati very soon.
Have a safe flight.
So
Look
we
forward
will-
to listening to you.
Oh, I better move.
Yeah, we better not keep him here for too long, Lisa. We will be seeing you here tomorrow. So we'll let you go and rest up. And we will let you all go and do your partying or resting up. But definitely don't forget to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. because we will be here at Cricbuzz Live as always. That's all we have time for right now. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Good night and goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें